Hey guys, 7 WWE Rocks here, and I'm going to be talking about the mid-season finale of Lucha Underground. I will be reviewing the entire episode. If you want my thoughts real quick and you don't want to stay for the entire review, this was kind of like Walking Dead fashion of a mid-season or season finale, whatever you want to call it, because it felt like nothing happened for the first like 40 minutes, and then finally at the end, it happened. It was a good episode, but mid-season finale and season finales, I always think in TV, no matter what it is, wrestling, regular TV shows, sitcoms, or thrillers or AMC, all of that. I feel like the mid-season finales should be much better than like regular episodes because they're going on a long break. You want the viewers to continue watching, and of course, I'm going to continue watching Lucha Underground. I'm never going to stop watching it, but I just feel like the entire episode should have been really, helping all these storylines out. It shouldn't have just been the last like 20 minutes. Some storylines progressed, but it just felt like it wasn't in like a big enough fashion. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to try to skip through like most of the beginning stuff just because it wasn't that interesting. I mean skip through, not like skip over segments. I'm going to talk about everything that happened, but you guys get the picture. So Dario Cueto at the beginning was talking with his like associate guy. We've seen him a few times. They said his name, but I forgot what it was. But we've seen him a few times. He's kind of like a businessman type dude, and he's saying that the gauntlet glove that Cage has now is actually consuming him. He thinks he's consuming it, but it's actually consuming him. So more with that, but I'm going to talk a little more about it. It got me mad a little later, but Dragon Azteca Jr. storms in the office and says he wants a death match with Matanza because what he did to Ray, and he wants, unfinished resolutions and vengeance for it, and justice for Ray. So they make the main event official, which going into this episode, we didn't know any of the matches. On Twitter, like today, maybe even yesterday or a few days ago, Lucha Underground put on Twitter that the main event would be Matanza versus Dragon Azteca Jr. in a death match. So we kind of knew this was going to happen, but going into this episode, we really didn't know any of the matches. So I was pretty happy to hear that was like the main event with Tejano Jr. Versus Joey Ryan. So this match doesn't exactly, sound like it's going to be the best match. Don't get me wrong, I love Joey Ryan. I freaking love that guy. But Tejano, I just haven't clicked with him, but I do think he's an entertaining person to watch. But basically, my notes in this match, Joey Ryan at the start took out his lollipop and then put it in his pants. I thought that was really, really disgusting. And then he took it out, I think. Yeah, later in the match, he took it out and then put it back in his mouth. That is disgusting. Coming from a germaphobe, that is a horrific sight. But freaking Matt Striker was like, I think I saw a little hair on the lollipop, and I was like, that's disgusting. But Famous B and Beautiful Brenda came out during the match to cheer on Tejano. They were dressed up in like cowboy outfits and stuff, and they looked ridiculous. So during the match, Joey Ryan's able to get a pump handle suplex. He follows it up with a super kick. He gets the 2 count. He thought that should have been 3. So he goes over to Tejano's like bull rope, and Famous B makes a stop to that. He grabs the ropes, so they have like a little tug of war going. Joey Ryan finally lets go of it and says, you know what, screw you. Rick Knox is distracted with Famous B when Beautiful Brenda slides Tejano a gold horseshoe. So he grabs it and hits Joey Ryan with it, knocks him out with the ref distracted, gets the 1, 2, 3. And it looks like, okay, he's joined Famous B. He'll be Famous B's client. But no, he shoves Famous B to the ground. But he kind of gets a little cozy with Beautiful Brenda. So it seems like he's with her. He wants her number, not Famous B's number. So that's the segment. Next, we had a Johnny Mundo promo. Yes, Johnny Mundo actually came out and talked for like 5-7 minutes maybe, which is shocking, honestly, because it's Lucha Underground. I don't think they've ever had like long promos in the ring. I think Puma's done one, but I don't remember like a lot of times, a guy going in the middle of the ring doing a promo. So he basically says, the whole crowd sucks. He's taken everyone to Slamtown. He's made these so-called believers that no one actually did believe in him except for the 2 guys in the ring, which was Jack Evans and PJ Black. He tells them, hey guys, can you moonwalk out of here? And they moonwalk out of here. And he continues talking about how he's going to take the Mac to Slam City. He's going to beat the crap out of them. You know, he's going to just destroy them in their all-night long match. It leads to the Mac coming out and blindside attacking Mundo. Then Evans and PJ Black blindside him. They make the save for Mundo's effort, but the Mac hits 2 stunners on him to knock him out, and he starts beating the crap out of Mundo when Mundo, screaming in the mic, is yelling for security. And for the first time, I think, ever in Lucha Underground, they actually have security. People have died on this show. Literally, people have been killed off, yet security, for the first time, I think, has shown up. So security comes, and they separate Mundo and Mac. Mac ends up killing all of them. It seemed like the security guards didn't know what they were doing. They were just eat one by one, walking into him instead of trying to attack them together. And he just stuns them all. He throws them out of the ring, beats the crap out of them. And he takes the world title off the ground that Mundo had left when he was running away like a little girl. Takes the title and, says, "I'm going to kick your butt all night long, and I'm going to win the world heavyweight championship." So that's how that segment ended. Cage versus Veneno, something like that. It's Cortez under a mask, like a Spider-Man mask. They kept making Spider-Man references and whatnot. But if you don't remember, Cortez got his arm broken. He was discovered that he was a undercover cop by Dario Cueto. So he goes back to his and his boss tells him, "You're going back as a new person." So she hands him that mask. So Veneno or whatever, that's Cortez. And Cage, this is what I don't get with the glove. The entire match, I'm sure the crowd was thinking, why the heck is Cage wearing a glove? Because obviously they don't see the backstage segments because they're the live crowd. So they were probably thinking that. But basically, Cage comes out with the glove. It's supposed to give him all these awesome powers like Thanos from Avengers. And then when the match starts, he takes the glove off. So I'm like, so he's just a regular – I mean, he's not a regular person. He's freaking the machine Cage. But I don't understand why he wouldn't wrestle with the glove and do awesome choke slams and kill people with it. But this match, Veneno or Cortez – he actually got some good offense, a few clotheslines here and there, kick to the head, but obviously Cage was gonna win this match, and he did. He did the Steiner driver, that suplex into a pile driver. It looked insane, and he won the match that way. And since Cortez was wearing a Spider-Man mask or whatever, Sexy Star comes out and attacks him, and she's screaming, "It was you, leave me alone." So she thinks now that since he was wearing a spider mask, that he's been the one leaving spiders at her locker and in presents and stuff. Sexy Star originally thought it was Mariposa, but apparently she thinks it's him now. It's obviously not. It's obviously going to be someone way different, but that segment ended. So Puma beating up a punching bag, and Katrina magically appeared. Puma said he's had one vision where it's Mills Muertes' blood and pain is everywhere for him, and Katrina's like, "Oh, I have a similar vision, but except Mil Muertes, it's your blood and pain." So basically, they both have visions, and they both probably see dead people. That's what I got out of that segment, but whatever. Next, we had Dragon Azteca Jr. versus Matanza in a death match. So it was I was really, really looking forward to this. Only a chair was involved. It kind of felt rushed. Not rushed. It just felt like it didn't get enough time as I wanted to. But because of the aftermath, they got 5 minutes of after stuff. So to all the storylines and whatnot, but basically some great moments in the match. Dragon Azteca beating the crap out of Matanza with the chair, which I think is kind of strange. Just real quick, I want to kind of sidetrack. Matanza went from not even being able to be knocked down or stunned, and then he loses to Ray, so now he can be knocked down, not easily, but it just seems like it doesn't have that same effect. I really wish they would have just incorporated some necklace or Katrina medallion or whatever to him, so when he finally does lose, they could get rid of that thing, so he's not like a man, but he's kind of mortal now, because it just seems kind of strange now that he's kind of just like a regular wrestler, but obviously not, because he's Matanza. He's a freaking just brutalizer, killing machine. But I just wanted to say that real quick. But Dragon Azteca set up a chair in the middle of the ring when he had Matanza on the outside. He did a beautiful senton off the chair to the outside. That was amazing. But Matanza ended up capitalizing, grabbing him, doing an F5. Not an F5, he more of gorilla press, threw him into the guard post, which looks brutal. And then he picked him up, put him on his shoulder for like a power slam, but he walked him up the stairs of the temple. But he didn't have he wasn't like carrying him where he put his hands around him, like holding him up. His hands were at his side, and he just had him on top of him. Oh man, I know Matanza's huge, and Dragon Azteca's not the biggest guy, but just a man that can do that. That's insane, I think. So he carries him up. Each other on the random temple set. Like there's construction, there's fences, chain fences and stuff. There's this huge in it, but there's this thing separate, it's separate from the floor. Obviously, it lifts off in the air, but it's connected to the ceiling. And Matanza went to I think do a pop-up power bomb, and when he flipped him up in the air, Dragon Azteca Jr. caught the whole ceiling thing and then jumped off, did a senton off it, and landed on him. It was amazing. It was so cool. So that was a really, really awesome spot. But they're just fighting, and finally the ending was just insane. So they're fighting on the bleachers at the very top, right next to the guardrail. So they're at the top of the bleachers or whatever, and Matanza grabs him by the throat and just picks him up and chokeslams him through the top bleacher. He literally goes through the bleacher and falls to the ground, and it looked like, okay, that's murder. He's dead now. So Dragon Azteca's probably dead. And so Marty Elias, the ref, had to call for the bell after that because they probably have a murder. That's a murder scene right there. That's a crime scene. So Matanza, Dario Cueto's loving every minute of it. He's so happy. And then Rey Mysterio comes out to go check on him. Matanza is at the bottom of the stairs now, but Rey's looking through the hole you just killed him. And so Matanza sees him, and it's amazing. He sees him and he starts going up the bleachers, and you just see freaking the sea of people just divide, and Matanza's grabbing people fans, legit fans. They're obviously, extras or whatever, paid people, but he's grabbing fans and headbutting them and throwing them out of the way. And I thought that was really a nice touch. I like when Lucha Underground does stuff because it feels, real. And so he grabs Rey, and they fight. They're fighting around the temple. They're next to the bleachers again, but they're next to his office, and the big huge thing, Matanza runs at Rey, who's staggered up on the guard fence or whatever, and Rey does a back body drop to Matanza, of all people. It's insane. Does a back body drop on him, and Matanza goes smashing through Dario Cueto's the ceiling of his office. So he goes just smashing through it. Dario Cueto starts freaking out. He's trying to open his door. His key won't fit or something, but it's destroyed. He starts screaming at people, get out, get out. The temple's closed. So that's really cool because Matt Stryker makes a point of it on commentary. He's like, oh, Dario Cueto is closing the temple. So it's a mid-season finale for us, but it really is a mid-season finale for Lucha Underground because the temple is closed. So I'm glad that when we come back from the mid-season finale or whatever, it won't be time has passed. You'll just probably be okay, he's ready to open the temple again. So I like that. I like that it's not just just a random match ends and a few months later, someone stupid like that. So that was really cool. I'm really glad about that it's ending like that. So it was chaos in the temple. Rey's back. His friend Dragon Azteca, or it's I think they're cousins in real life or something. But in the storyline wise, friend or whatever, Dragon Azteca is probably dead. Matanza could be dead. Dario Cueto's freaking out. But at the end, we see outside the temple, Melissa Santos taking pictures with fans at nighttime, and we see Marty the Moth watching over her, stalking her, and he's smiling like a nut job. And a bag goes over his head, and he gets pulled from the scene. So I'm okay, maybe that's how it ends. We don't know who pulled him, but it goes back. It fades into black, and then it comes back, and we saw none other than his sister, Mariposa, has tied him up with rope, has a lamp, flickering on and off, and she's saying I forget, it was something I should have put in my notes, but she was just saying you did your job or something, and you're the good brother, something like that, and something about him being a moth and he's seen the light or whatever. I think it was that. Yeah, it was you've outgrown the moth or whatever. You've seen the light, and so she leaves, or she slaps him and then leaves. And he's laughing and oh, I'm a good boy, and starts biting at the rope. So I don't know what the friggin' heck they're doing with this storyline, but I thought the aftermath and all that stuff was cool. I'm looking forward to it come back. They did tweet in right after the show ended. They did a little commercial for it. It will not come back until the summer of 2017. So this year, obviously, but the summer. So I'm like, wow, that sucks. I remember their last hiatus. I think like it was only like a month or two maybe before they came back. But if this is the summer, that kind of sucks because that's, not a long time, obviously. It's not like a year, but it's just like I'm gonna miss it, obviously. And I just started doing these reviews, and they're actually pretty good for my channel. I've only done two, but the first one got like 200 something views, and the second one got 300 something. So that's really good for my channel because I don't get videos or viewers like that. So I'm very happy about that. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna review now because I want to keep reviewing a show, but Lucha Underground was perfect because it was an hour and you didn't really have to take it so seriously. Um, or just let me know in the if you stuck this far. Let me know in the comments what you want me to review. Not doing Raw. I cannot do Raw. But thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the entire episode, and are you excited for Lucha Underground's return? How would you book things? All I ask is I want more of Paul London and his tribe. I want more Pentagon Jr. in actual interesting storylines. I hope Matanza, they keep him pretty amazing. I would like to see more Prince Puma in a better role. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, they've already finished season 3. I remember I've heard they've already had what's it called? Ultima Lucha 3. So it's kind of disappointing that it has to come. We have to wait till the summer, but whatever. Thank you so much for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 7WWE Rocks. I hope you enjoyed my Lucha Underground reviews. I really enjoyed doing them. And just thanks so much for watching or listening. And as always, have a great day.